and welcome. Today is Monday, the 2nd of September, 2024. And the last couple of weeks, as we've talked about, have been pretty interesting. The information coming forward on these calls has been very interesting. So I'm keen to hear from you guys as to whether or not you're working with this new information, this new energy. I have been this week. I mean, David was great in kind of putting a physical, medical, tangible word, term, concept to what I guess we've all been calling the back heart, or what I've been calling the back heart all this time, and the true heart center, not your heart chakra, your core heart. And in doing so, it's opened up a deeper level of understanding to all of that and its function and its connections. It is very much tied into this sacral energy. It's the two go hand in hand, which is also really amped up again as a result of playing with all of this past week. So has anyone had a play?
I'm also getting a piece too, which is I get the sacral is sexual, but here's a really interesting thing that actually came to me right after this call last week. And that is that when I finally felt connected to my body, to God from a very young age, and having orgasms, what's the first words that come out? Oh God. Oh God. Right? So I'm
Right?
like, oh God, I think this is it, so water, fluid, it's like there's this whole piece. I think we've been given separate pieces and make them feel like they're separated, but they're not.
Yeah.
It's all together. And I mean, I know I'm not the only one that says, oh God, oh God. I think I'm coming. It's like I'm coming. So it's like, I'm coming, God. So that connection with yourself, with me, with the God within, with like the whole body gets lit, so it almost feels like that. But and it's, I don't even know how to say it. The sexual piece isn't there, but the sexual component is, if that makes sense.
That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Well,
So,
all
oh
of the
God.
I love that. Thank you. I need to call this one Let's Talk About Sex, part 2.
I'm up.
Since this whole sacral energy kicked in, the moments of my most powerful energetic moments and the downloads and the visuals and the truths that have come in, they've all started with that energy, not from heart space, which I find really interesting in itself. And we know that sex magic is a thing. I mean, it's the most creative sexual energy there is, I think.
Yeah.
So, oh God, here I come. Yeah.
See? Oh God, there you are. I just steered this in a totally different place. But to me, it's fluid, it's water, it's creation, it's all of it.
Well, one thing that was really obvious initially was when that was the color of that sacral energy was blue.
Yeah.
And it's slowly, it's slowly changing from what, like David said, it sort of felt like a black portal. And then it's slowly sort of taking on that watery feel. And only yesterday did the blue start to infuse it. And it feels like the blue is coming from the sacral. So not the other way around. Like you would think, I mean, logically, I thought that this heart space would inform everything else, but it's not. It seems to be, everything seems to be informed from the base, from the sacral.
And what's interesting with that, Lisa, is that, I mean, that's exactly what's been happening for me this week is is the connection. So, at first I thought, the nervous system was independent of the circulatory system, but actually that connection anatomically, physiologically occurs through the nervous system building that communication and then developing that heart space. So this energy really does come from the sacral area first and develops from that, and it's that blue energy. I absolutely see that.
And this brings back in the whole Kundalini conversation. I mean, and I'm coming from the place of someone who truly believes they've had several Kundalini experiences, but they do not feel to me like they are purely organic and from my soul, from my source. They, in comparison, I've got something to compare it to now.
Yeah.
And it is like there is something that was placed there that gets to get activated just in case you are. It's almost like a fail safe. This person's about to truly switch on. So quick, like flick that switch. And it's almost like it short circuits the organic from happening. And you get a kind of like a false light version of it or something. It doesn't feel as authentic as what I'm going through now by any means.
This was a crazy week for me of just holding compassionate space for other people that were like, so I can see they're unhooking from like their last pieces of the storylines that they're really bound up in and they're really tired of. And so kind of and so just real upheaval in several people's lives that are really close to me, some kind of cries for help, right? Like come hold my hand through this, I don't know what to do, or people around me, or that kind of thing. So it's been that, and again, just somehow hearing in what they're saying and knowing exactly where to take the conversation or hold the space or that kind of thing for them to like process the next piece that would free up the most stuff for them. I could hear where they were stuck and was able to go in and kind of unhook some things. Definitely have a lot of people resonate with the piece of like, yep, I hear that. I hear that piece of the story, and we're writing new endings. We're writing new stories now, and having a lot of people tell me that they really connect to that like it's like a breakthrough moment for them to hear that. And it's been like one of those, just what I needed to hear. So like I said, holding that space for a lot of people this week, and then kind of landing, like seriously landing in my own stuff today and being like, damn it, I just held this space for everybody. And now I'm suffering this all by myself. And then like being so excited to realize like, oh my God, at least there's a call with Lisa tonight. And then having all of you say exactly, like speak so specifically to the very themes of my day that I just feel like there's no one that could speak to it at the level that I needed to hear, like in my social circle. Like no one would understand it to a place that they would be able to say what I needed to hear. And then to have you all do that has just been such a gift. So thank you all so much.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
The word suffocation. How do you feel when you hear that at the minute? Does it ping you on it? Like with this cough, the throat, does it ever feel suffocating? Or
I've got a
is there
really funny
anything
story
going
for
on
you.
energetically or emotionally where you might be feeling suffocated?
So I have two, I guess it would have been my last Saturday. And then this Sunday, there's a correlated theme. And last Saturday, I was so exhausted. I left a situation and I went like to a new situation. We've got this little teardrop camper trailer thing. Like it's teeny tiny. It's one of those, like, you need to ventilate this.
Mhm.
And I was so tired that I fell asleep in it and I forgot to open the little ventilation thing. And I woke up in the middle of the night doing the like I cannot breathe, right? And just and like heart racing and everything like that, and being like, oh my gosh, I closed myself in this thing without any vents open. And so like immediately opening the vent and being like, nope, that's not gonna get enough air in here. I need to open the door and like breathe, you know. So within a couple of moments, um, I had enough air and the heart rate slowed down and the oxygenation occurred. And so that was, and so kind of bizarre, but that came up again today. And I had a moment of feeling, I don't like that, almost like that, something kind of re-induced that trauma, like recollection of it a little bit. And it was kind of like, oh my goodness, like relief, you know, like that was so weird. That was the craziest experience. And um yeah, so had like another round of release on that. So not really sure what the symbolism of that. I mean, it's kind of one of those like, oh yeah, it's an accident, but at the same time, is anything an accident? So something needed to happen, I guess, with that.
Sorry, I was
Um,
Well,
muted.
I've
Did the
had
throat?
that. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask if the throat thing kicked in after that.
oh, right. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I guess that's when the throat thing would have kicked in.
Okay, so the throat thing is trying to clear. You're literally trying
Mm-hmm.
to expel whatever little trauma program, whatever needed to be brought up, and the only way to bring it up was to feel that suffocation. That's the way I'm reading that.
Right.
It needed to be
Wow.
acknowledged. There's something in there in you that has felt suffocated,
Mm-hmm.
like that, maybe from childhood, maybe more recent, maybe whatever, but an experience where you felt suffocated is locked in there, and that needed to come up, to come out. So you
That's very
you
interesting.
orchestrated the perfect experience.
The perfect set of circumstances to create the experience of
Yeah.
that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, great intuitive hit on that. And yeah, like super real, super reality.
Well, maybe we're
Some
all
other
doing it in
things,
our own
huh?
ways. I mean,
Yeah.
Amber's just saying she had a dream 2 nights ago that she was drowning. So
That's
maybe we're
suffocation.
all releasing this suffocating frequency in our own ways. But the throat and the cough,
Yeah.
that's been widespread for, well, since it hit me, like October, November.
Yeah, it's been a few months now.
Mm.
Well, yeah, almost a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And it's
Now mine's been
it's
for
not
mine's been
COVID.
going on a few months. It's not what? No, it's not COVID. No. No, it's been a few months for me, but it is gradually getting better.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to the cold COVID thing, right? Now, back when all this started and Home come in and said the negative pull has begun, blah, 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 we sort of knew back then that we were going to go through a massive collective detox of the virus. And look at how people died, suffocation, essentially. That whole narrative was inserted over the top of it to sort of steer us away from the fact that this was a collective healing and purge. Because that was going to be, I think was supposed to be just like, that was supposed to be a mass awakening, healing and purge. But we've had to do it so much slower, I guess. Some people derailed, but we're going through it anyway.
Hi, it's Annie.
Hey, darling.
Hi, darling. Fluidity, that word came in for me. Like we're moving into fluidity. And what brought me to that word was, remember Holmes said that we would feel like we'd be walking through water, but we'd be able to breathe.
Yes.
And that's kind of the
Oh,
invert of what a baby does. It comes from the water world into the world of air.
Yeah, I
is
have the
that
same
is
kind of feeling.
is that why we're doing the suffocation thing? Because we're adjusting.
I'm wondering.